Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to the live demo of Serverless Application Model or SAM. Please let me know if you can hear me. Please let me know if my voice is audible. All right. Thank you everyone for coming or joining in. Since this live recording I will put later on in my channel, so I will continue in English. I think everyone is okay with that. So let's start. First of all, what is SAM? Let us see the SAM. What do you mean by SAM? SAM or Serverless Application Model is an open source framework for building serverless applications. It provides shorthand syntax to express functions, APIs, databases, and even source mappings. With just a few lines of configuration, you can define the application you want and model it. So what do we understand from this? AWS Serverless Application Model is a framework which is open source. You can see the source code in the GitHub repository. So using this open source application model, serverless application model framework, we can build serverless applications, and we can create functions, API, databases, and many more with just a few lines of code. So let me I will go through the demo part. Before that, let us understand what is serverless. So there are many AWS services, but for serverless, the serverless means that there will be no servers to provision or manage for end user. That means when we create some resources, or when we use some services from AWS, many of the services we need to maintain ourselves, like EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud. These services we need to manage ourselves. But for serverless applications or serverless services, we don't need to manage, or we don't need to provision. This part is handled by AWS itself. So this is one of the properties how we can know which one is serverless or which one is not. So the next one is scales with usage. What does it mean? It means whenever we use a serverless service, based on the users or based on the traffic, it will expand vertically. That means scaling is automatically handled. So we no need to worry about the provisioning or scaling issues with the serverless services. And the next one is never pay for idle. Never pay for idle means when we deploy a serverless service, we only pay when we invoke the service or when we actually use the service. when the service is idle, we never pay for that. And the next one is availability and fault tolerance is built in. So for serverless services, we no need to worry about when the services will be available or when it will be not. So this part is automatically fault tolerant and available throughout your lifespan of your application. So this is a high level overview of what serverless means. Let's jump into the code. We don't want to talk much. You can go to this AWS Serverless repository, Serverless Application Model repository, and go through the docs. And you also can go to this AWS blog, so you can find more information about serverless application model. And you can also have the documentation, which is developer guide and other template specification and other things. So let us talk a bit a bit about this, because many of us maybe when we work with this SAM, so we need to install something in our workstation. So you can actually find this, how you can install SAM CLI. This is a guide for everyone. You can refer to the section of your own need. If you work in Linux, you can click on this and you can find the information how you can install SAM CLI on your machine. So let's jump into the code. Okay, I have just created a folder, SAM live demo. So in this folder you can see there is nothing. You can see in the left side also nothing in here. So at first what we will do, we will go through the easiest step first. So there is a command called SAM init. So we can use this command to initialize a SAM project. It is asking me which template source would you like to use. So let's choose the first one, AWS Quick Start template. So the next one, it will give you two choices. One is the first one, zip. This will during the process it will zip your artifact or your files and put it to the S3 bucket if you select one. And if you select two, it will make your artifact as an image and it will be uploaded to an ECR image repository. So we can go with the one for the simplicity. And then the next part is which runtime would you like to use. So let us choose Python 3.7. So Python 3.7 on number 8. So let us choose number 8. Now the project name. Which name we will give to our project. So this is a default one, SAM app. If you do not type anything, it will create the project name as SAM app. So we can actually give it a name, like we can give something like demo or demo SAM or something, anything you prefer. So after giving the name, we can see when I click enter, I can see it is cloning the templates from a GitHub repository. So let us wait for this part to be finished. Then we are given some choices here. So which one we will choose? There are some choices. We will go with the simplest one, the first one, hello world example. This is a web application example with a simple web application. So we can go with this. Now what we can see on the left side there is a demo SAM directory created, and there are some files and folders in it. So the first thing we need to see here is the template.yaml file. So you can see this template. This template file has only around 39 lines, but this all lines are not required actually. We can just go through some of the things which is really important here. So this is AWS template format version. This one tells this template is a cloud formation template. So one thing I need to mention here, AWS SAM or Serverless Application Model is a superset or is an extension of cloud formation template. So cloud formation is the base service, and if you define your resources using cloud formation template, the code will be much longer or much larger than you can define in SAM template. So when we create anything, we need to when we create anything inside the SAM template, we definitely need to mention this template version. This line cannot be omitted. And the second thing is transform. This tells the SAM template that this is a SAM template specifically, and this will these codes will be transformed into cloud formation template. So this line also needed. So these two lines is very important for a SAM template. And the next one is description. You can give any description. This is optional. You also can omit, no problem. The global section is for your resources. It is a global declaration. So you can declare your parameters of your resources here globally. So if you have multiple resources, you can just only declare once, and then every resources will have the properties. But for now, this one is very simple. So this one only have one resource, which is a hello world function, which is a lambda function, and the syntax is here. By this we are declaring AWS serverless function. That means we are declaring a lambda function. So we can actually go to here for more information on this. Like here you can find resource attributes. Here you can find all the resource type and the declaration syntaxes. So let us see the next one, the properties. This is the type. The type is serverless function, that means lambda function. The properties, there are some properties here. So the first one is code URI. It is telling where our lambda function code resides. That means here we see hello. I don't know if I'm having a network issue or not. Guys, can you hear me? Please write in the chat. Well, so in our previous uh, all right, thank you. Okay, then the first one we said that our code URI is in the hello world directory. So here we can see the directory, and here we can see app.py. So we have mentioned app dot lambda handler. Why we used lambda handler? Because this function definition we used here lambda handler. So we can just call it like handler or anything, then we can change here, it will work. Also, if we want to change this one app.py to something else, we can do that also. We can actually rename like code, something like code. So it will be working if we just write here code. Then we just need to save. So we also can do this. We can directly use this code at the same directory, at the same root, and we no need to mention here anything. Code URI, we just need to use only slash if we use like that. So for the simplicity of this function, we just continue with the default one now. All right, so what we have changed so far, we have only changed our function name, I mean this is the function definition. So the function name we changed, and we changed here also, and we changed the file name, so code file name, and also we changed here. So this is our change. So let us see what else we have here. This is the runtime. Runtime is telling which programming language and which version you are using for this function. So we are using Python 3.7. It's pretty self-explanatory. And the next one is events. Events is adding event trigger. So what we are doing here, we are defining a API which is a REST API, and in the properties section we are defining the path. So we can actually here we can change the path like let's say output, and then we can just put the method. This is the API gateway method. So we need to, since we are actually using the I mean we will be experimenting with the web application. So let's put this method, get method, to curl over the output. So until this we are good enough. Now output section. Output section is implicit declaration of the outputs from your resources. So here hello world API, we will get something like API output. Where is our API? We have already after the creation, so we will see the output which we have created in this section. So this section is also important, but not mandatory. You can omit this one. You no need to keep this one for later if you don't want. So let us see, this one is the function and this one is the function IAM role. Now we can just save our edit in the code and in the template. What we can do now, the next one is we can actually give the command, and this one is also, let me Okay, how can I increase the font size here? All right, I think you can see now, right? Okay, Sam then give the build command. So let us see where we are actually now. We are in the SAM live demo. So definitely when we give SAM command, we definitely make sure that we are the directory where our template file resides. Otherwise, it will not work. So let's give build command, SAM build. So it will build our application, and we will see here okay, template file not found. All right, cd demo SAM, because we actually we initialized the project inside a demo SAM folder. So we need to go to cd demo SAM. So now if we give the command SAM build, it will find the template file. So what we can see here, it is creating a folder called .aws sam, aws-sam. So inside this command is actually taking all the artifacts which is necessary to build or to deploy inside this folder. So we will see exactly same thing here. Hello world function, template, and inside the function we will see all the necessary I mean all the necessary the libraries. So now what we can do, Sam gives you the hints what we can do later, I mean next, what we can do next. So Sam is telling you that to invoke function you can do it by SAM local invoke, or to deploy inside the cloud you can give this command SAM deploy / guided. So let us test the first one, local invoke. This is, we are building the overall function, the function hello world function and API inside our workstation. We are not, when we use this SAM local invoke, we are not pushing this code to our cloud. We are invoking this function locally. So let us try SAM local invoke. Now it will mount a container, a Docker container, and we can see here the status code is hello world. Why we see this? Because in our code we see here, we see our code has hello world. So what about we changed this to hello friends, and we save this. Now what we can do, we build again. And then after building completed, we give the command local invoke once again. So one more time. So let us see what we get. We see here hello friends. So this is how it works. It works like when we do a code change and we just give some command using SAM, it will push the code and it will do the necessary thing. We no need to do, we no need to worry about other things. So this part is local invoke. What we can do next, we can also do something like that. SAM local start API. This command, all right, SAM. Okay, let us see the command, CLI command, this SAM local start API. So we need to give the right syntax, start API. So we have built two things. One is serverless function and one is API. Now what we can see, this is also done in our local machine. We are not pushing the code into the cloud yet. So now we can see our API is running on our local machine in this address. So what we can do, we can control click. Now it's saying missing authentication token. It's normal because we did not give the this one path. So this output path we need to give with this now hello friends, you can see, right? Okay, so what we have seen just now, how we can build the SAM application locally and how we can start our local API. It is acting like a REST API, API gateway in our local machine, and also it is created a Lambda function, and the Lambda function is working since this is browser call is going through the API gateway to the Lambda, and Lambda processed the output and it gave us back hello friends. Now what we can do, now we back to our code, and what we can do now, we can actually we just stop our local API. Okay, so the API server is now stopped. So now we can deploy this to our cloud. So how can we do that? Now to deploy this, we need to give SAM deploy and then -- guided. It will guide us with the required parameter. So which stack name we would like to prefer for our app? So we can give it like something like demo app or anything you would like. Then it is saying which region. So let's choose the region AP. It is because it is our nearest the network if we deploy it to southeast 1, it will be geographically nearer than US East. So let us choose this one, and then it is saying will it be give a confirmation prompt. We can say yes or no, anything. And the CLI IAM role creation, for this one we need to give the yes permission, and it is saying that hello world function may not have authorization defined. Is it okay? We say okay, and save arguments. yes, we can save argument. And what is the file name for saving the argument? We can put the default one here. Yeah, I understand, Tushar bhai. I'm so sorry that I'm having network issue. I think within a few days I'll be solving this problem. So after that, we can actually have better experience with our live sessions. Well, for this one, SAM configuration file, the samconfig.trueml, we can keep it as is, or we can give another name. So it doesn't matter actually. So what we are doing now, SAM configuration environment, we can choose the default one. So default. This is telling that which AWS configuration you are using to deploy. So I have some other profile also. I could use that one also, but I just went with the default one, and that is the easiest way we can actually see how the things is going on. So uploading, what we can see now, uploading to demo app slash, something like this. What it does, it packaged up the artifacts and it uploaded to an S3 bucket. So we can view this actually. So let's go to S3. And we see something like this, demo app in the S3 . You see the demo app here. Actually what we can see, we can see something like this. You have seen, right, this one, the C5 at the end, C5. So this is the artifact, this is the zip file. So if we click on this, we cannot see actually the content. What we can do, we can download this object, we can download this, and after downloading we can see what it packaged up and what it actually sent to the S3. So let us see. This one is the file. You can see the same file, the same name, right? Okay, now if we just extract here, we can see something like this. FD, wait, FD, all right. Okay, let me do this again, because I just okay, extract to something like this. So we will have a folder, and this folder you see the same thing, it is zipped up. When we see, we compare with this one, build hello world function, and we compare with this one, you see the same thing, same packages, the same packages, it zipped up, and this zip was uploaded to a S3 bucket. So this is the zip file inside S3 bucket. This is the SAMCLI managed S3 bucket, and this one is the demo app folder. So under this demo app folder, it pushed the artifacts, zipped artifact. Now what we can do, we can go to the CloudFormation and see if our stack is created. So let us see in the CloudFormation. So now we can go to the CloudFormation. Is it okay now, the network issue? If please anybody confirm me. Well, now we can see here the demo app. This is the stack we created using this command. Just now, successfully created updated stack demo app in Southeast 1. So this demo app has been created. We see here create complete. Now we can see which resources it has provisioned for us. So we can see here it created us a hello world function, which is a lambda function. We can click over here and go to the directly go to the lambda function it created for us. So let us see which lambda it has created. So I'm really sorry that my connection is way much, you know, the, I mean, it should be better actually, but it is still not okay. All right, let's see what inside our function. This is our function which Sam created for us, and inside the function code we can see exactly same code which we have in our code here. So you see the same code. We actually could delete all these things, but now actually we already built it. I forgot to just, you know. So this is the code actually. So this code, the same code we can see here with the comments. The comment we could actually erase. So okay. So this is the function. So we can actually deploy again from here also after changing inline the function code. from Lambda console. We can also do change from here, but it's not best practice though. So what we see the same exact thing, the zip which was is in our zip folder, or which was in our build directory. So same thing pushed over Lambda. So we can see the same thing, right? We can see requirements, we can see code, we can see other dependencies. So these are the thing Sam does for us under the hood. So what we can do now, we can go and create, if our test if our Lambda is working. So we can go and all right, we can go and test with like hello world. This one is the default one, no problem, and just a test. Oh my god, my really frustrating. In my area, actually, I just lost electricity. Whole day there was no electricity. So this is really frustrating for me, but nothing to do actually. Wait, do you see my screen? I'm not sure what is happening. Okay, thanks for confirming. Okay, now we create a test event to test our Lambda. So let us create a test event named test. It's perfect. Now we can just test the Lambda function from our Lambda console. Actually, this is not our goal, but I just wanted to show you. You see the hello friends. is coming up. So now we see what other thing our our SAM app created for us. So we can see hello world function permission, hello world function role, and serverless REST API. This one is the next thing. Actually, we only have two resources here. One is the Lambda function, and another one is the REST service under the API gateway. All right, the electricity is back. Now I think I can do better. So let me change this. Can you see my screen now? So what we have created so far, we have created a Lambda function which we have tested already, and now we see the API gateway, and in API gateway we see the stages, and inside stages we have two stages, one is stage and one is prod. So we go to the prod stage and we see the gate. So now you see this one, invoke URL. So when we invoke this URL, we should get the output of hello friends. Now it's working. Yeah. So this is the this is what it did, what our SAM did for us. So you see the code, you see the simple code, and this one is these are just, you know, the so this is the code actually, and this code is not much larger code. So this is a neat and clean code, and from this code and this file, this Python file, and also these requirements.txt, we have built a serverless function, and also we have built something like a REST API. So I think this is there any question until this point? Anybody would like to ask me a question? Now let us see some of the thing we can do with the with SAM CLI. So what do I mean is, let go back and make a directory called test. Now let's see what we actually need for our Lambda, I mean for our this SAM to create and package and deploy. We can do it manually now. The first one we did with the SAM init command. SAM init gave us or initialized a project for us. Now we can do it manually. So for this, let me create something, a test template dot YAML or YML, anything you can actually put. So for this test template, for SAM to work, we need three things. One is one is a template, and one is a function, a Python function. Since we are working with Python, so we can function.py, we can create something like this, and file we need, which is requirements, requirements.txt. So within these three files we can build a function. So for the template, let's do something like this thing. This template, let us just delete this line, and to make it clean, let us do something. It's not required. Okay. It's not required. And okay, let's have a look the cleaner code. So this is the 19 lines of code, and this one we also can omit. This is the thing we need actually. These 16 lines of code, we need to build the same thing, the test SAM application. It is not required. You can also omit this one, but this thing as, and this one we can actually put anything. We can or we can keep it as is, no problem. So now this is our template, and since we defined our function as function.py, we need to give the name here function dot handler. Since our code we will be using inside our code this code, let us see handler. So we can choose any name actually, that's not a matter. Okay, now let's see what this one is not required now, but def is definitely required. So what we can do now is test template is created but not saved. So now let us see, we have three files here inside the test. We have three files, function.py, requirements.txt, and test template dot YAML. So first we need to make sure that which folder our code resides. So we need to go to test and see we are in the test, and our function requirements and test templates are in this folder. So okay, just a moment. Now now what we can do, we can package this manually. SAM package. Okay, let me make it more readable for you. So let us clear this screen. So let us clear this screen, and inside this, first write SAM space package. Then we need to define, since we are using test minus template for our YAML file, the SAM will not understand the template file because it only reads the template.yaml or template.yml. If inside this folder there is a template.yml or YAML file, SAM will understand that this is a SAM template. Otherwise, we need to explicitly define or direct SAM to read the template file. So for that we need to write something like this, template file. Then we give the name of our template file. In this case it is test template. So this is test template.yaml. Now the second thing we must do, or we can now this one we can also do something like this. We can do with the YAML YML. So we can go here and change YML. So we see the both varieties of the commands which can execute by SAM. So the second thing what we need to do is an S3 bucket to push the code. So what I mean is we need to define this bucket with this parameter S3 bucket. We can we can use to push our code through SAM. So which bucket? We already have some bucket. So let us see which bucket we have. We have some bucket. Yesterday we also created a bucket with all of you. I mean, since only you guys are from our our project, so you have seen yesterday we have created some S3 bucket, or we could use our existing any of our existing S3 bucket. That's not a problem. That's not a big deal actually. So let us see which, or we could see from here also. Just what I need to do is I need to write this again here, like AWS S3 ls. So we could actually see which in our S3 in our account. So let's see which buckets we have. Okay, So now we see there is a test bucket, or we can create our own bucket here also, but we can go, definitely we can go with this. All right, so now what we need to do is we need to write SAM, and let's write SAM package template. The template file is test template.yaml, and S3 bucket, defining our S3 bucket is, so until this part, then we can also explicitly tell SAM to create output file for us. What do I mean by that is, we give this flag output template file, then we can choose like this packaged or anything. Actually we can just, for simplicity, packaged test template dot yaml. So this command, what this will do, what SAM will do, so let's say, just a moment. What SAM will do, what is SAM is doing here, within a moment. Unable to upload that does not exist. SAM live demo test hello world. Okay, so what we did not do is, we did not change here because we don't have the code URI now. So just slash what I have told you earlier, just slash what I have told you earlier, and this is function.py and handler. Now this is okay. So what I will do, the same command, give, and it will package it up. Are you still there? I mean, can you listen to me? I don't know actually if my network bandwidth is okay for you to watch. I don't know actually, because I'm seeing some error here that you. All right. So now SAM is packaging. Let us see what it is doing. And we also go to the S3 bucket, test bucket, because we have asked SAM to package up, build and package up the artifacts into this bucket. We should see something here, a zip file, but not yet. So need to see what SAM is doing here. SAM is very slow. I don't know why. Why Sam is um, I mean taking much time, I don't have any idea at this point. Template file is okay, test template, and S3 bucket is okay, test bucket, and output template file is package test template. This is also okay. Why Sam is taking much time, I don't know. Sam package. Let's see. This is for the funnel icon is for test. This is the pipe. If you want to run the unit test or any test you would like to perform, this extension, this VS Code extension is going to do it for you actually. So yeah, it's a feature actually, it's not extension, it's a feature of VS Code. But I mean very much familiar with this because I didn't do much testing with the code, so we can explore the thing. But why is it's not working? I'm not sure. Let me give the same command again. Right, there is something I can see. There is some, okay. All right, it's okay, it should work. Why it is take much longer time, I don't know. Guys, I don't know why the process is very slow. Do you want to continue until the Sam finishes this task, or uh, we would end our session today? What do you think, guys? Actually, I need to find out why it is slower, because last time it didn't take much time like this one. So I think we can discuss more on our upcoming live, and we can do things. Actually, the whole day there was electricity outage in my area, and I couldn't actually test it myself before I show it to you. So it could have been better if I tested all the code, and it would take less time compared to now. So are you okay? Here I can see the six persons at this live. Uh, so do you think we should continue today, or uh, we will continue in our next session? If it is okay for you, I'm okay, no problem. But if you think the time is already, uh, what do you mean by okay? We will continue today, or we end the session today? My network is very poor at this moment, so I'm really frustrated. I don't know why. The package command takes around 8 to 9 minutes to complete, so we actually need to wait. Or all right, thanks. So thank you everyone for coming. It wasn't a very pleasant experience for all of you, including me. I think it could have been much better, uh, especially due to the network interruption. So I would like to thank you everyone for joining. I think we will, I hope we will do some more sessions in our upcoming days. Thank you very much. So I'm ending this stream now, and have a good day, everyone.